What's up, Raider Nation? What's up, YouTube? I wanted to clear up some confusion about the Derek Carr contract because there's a lot of reports going on talking about what are the exact numbers. And I want to start off by saying, first and foremost, I think Derek Carr deserves better than what he received. A lot of people, they say, oh, are you overpaying for him? Because it's average $40 million value a year when you're just talking about just the extension, not this current year where he's playing under $25 million. But it's pretty much a 40-a-year extension. However, the guarantees do not go into effect until after the Super Bowl. A few days after the Super Bowl, early in the start of the 2023 league year, the Raiders could just straight up release Derek Carr with no dead money. And that's something that we did not know here in this contract. You hear it reported by Ian Rappaport, four years, $120 million. The guarantees is what matters, and that's what we've learned so far with Albert Breer. Derek Carr extension, 3-year, $121 million, gets $25 million in 2022, $33 million in 2023, and then $42 in 24. The $33 million for 2023 and $7.5 million of his 2024 contract, they are fully guaranteed, like I was saying, at the beginning of the 2023 season after the Super Bowl, 3 days after the Super Bowl. So he got $7.5 million right now in a bonus. 3 days after the Super Bowl, the Raiders can decide if it really does not work out with Derek Carr, they can let him go and have no repercussions. So in one sense, you can look at this and say, oh, it's a team-friendly deal. Well, why is this deal team-friendly? Because they can release Derek Carr. That's why it's team-friendly. It's not team-friendly in the sense that the cap is super low. I mean, me personally, because I really love and respect Derek Carr, I do think, $35 million a year for him when you average it out is a steal for Derek Carr. But I think this is only friendly because Josh McDaniels, if he doesn't like Derek Carr, if Derek Carr can't pick up the offense, if it seems like we're not going to be able to compete well in the division, he can move on from Derek Carr. And that's exactly what makes this deal team friendly. And it makes me kind of upset. And it makes me kind of think, wow, like the Raiders made it seem like they're giving him the bag. Derek Carr made it seem like he's getting the bag, but it's really not what it seems. And I would expect them, and I would have thought they would have invested more in Derek Carr. And I thought Derek Carr would have maybe fought for a little more money since this extension took some time. A lot of people were saying, oh, we got to wait till June 1st. Well, June 1st clearly doesn't matter since the extension got done before then. And you would think he would argue for more money. So more breaking this down, $17.4 million fully guaranteed in his 2022 base salary this year. Derek Carr is fully guaranteed for this year, basically. And then he has a guaranteed injury signing after the Super Bowl, like we're saying, in 2023. Then $41.2 million in 2024, $7.5 million of that is guaranteed in 2023 and in 2025. Now, 2025, I will say, is kind of like the Devontae deal, where there's no dead money there. So you could expect a restructure in 2025 for Devontae or Derek Carr, or expect a release or a trade. It's basically a bogus year to make the contract look good. So $63 million guaranteed for Derek Carr if he is still on the roster after 2023, and the same thing with Davante Adams. Davante Adams, actually, when you look at the contracts, is more invested and more tied to this team. The Raiders can't just move on from Davante Adams before 2023 like they can with Derek Carr. So that's where it's really alarming. And I just think Derek Carr's agent, I think he should have fought a little more. And maybe Derek Carr requested to do this. The question that you have to ask yourself, Raider Nation, is Derek Carr really serious when he says, I want to be a Raider for life, I wouldn't play anywhere else? I'm a little skeptical because when I saw David Carr on the Colin Cowherd show, we saw him saying, hey, Raiders need to invest in Derek Carr. Raiders need to invest in Derek Carr. And it almost sounded like he was telling other teams, inquire to the Raiders about Derek Carr. And now when we look at this contract, Derek Carr kind of played the game. He kind of played the game and kind of caved to Josh McDaniels and Ziegler and said, you know what? I'm going to gamble on myself this year. If I do great this year, then boom, obviously the fan base is going to be all around Derek Carr if we have a great season this year, and you're going to have to roll with him in 2023. All this money is going to become guaranteed in 2023 because there's no way that Derek Carr plays as well as he did last year. And obviously I think he's going to play a lot better than last year. There's no way he does that and then you straight up move on from him after that. The fans won't cut it. But if Derek Carr tanks this year, which I don't think is likely, mind you, I do not think it's likely, then the fan base is going to be okay with maybe moving on from him and starting fresh. And so Derek Carr gave Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler this out. He bet on himself, basically on a one-year deal, saying, give me fully guaranteed this year. I'm going to get it done, and then you're going to keep me going in 2023 and 2024. But you have to think about it. If Derek Carr becomes injured, if it becomes damaged goods or something like that, then do the Raiders extend him then? Even if it's not about performance, he'll be 32 years old at the end of this season. So this is very different than Kirk Cousins' deal, Dak Prescott's deal, some of these other deals that happen around the NFL. Deshaun Watson has more of a fully guaranteed contract than Derek Carr. And Deshaun Watson has looming issues. Who knows if he's going to get suspended by the NFL? And so I'm over here looking at Derek Carr's agent, and I'm thinking, how are you not going to use Deshaun Watson as leverage? How are you not going to point there and say, you got to lock my guy in guaranteed for 3 to 4 years? And there's a lot of people around the NFL who said, hey, if this Derek Carr deal is not fully guaranteed, you got to take a look at that agent and say, what's going on? But instead, maybe Derek Carr advised his agent to say, hey, let's be lenient. Let's play this game. Let me take a chance on myself and then continue into the following years. And I don't think, because I do not think that Derek Carr is lacking teams who want him. We know the Colts have tried to go all in on Derek Carr this year in a trade, but they didn't have the capital to do that. Rich Eisen has reported about that. He said he heard at the combine that the Colts are trying to get Derek Carr. So Derek Carr can make some money. You know, he could make some money, but it seems like he is either choosing to stay with the Raiders and take a chance on himself, or perhaps he was pressured into this because he really wants to play with Davante Adams. And I really do think signing Davante Adams really messed up Derek Carr's extension. We didn't hear a peep out of Derek Carr for over a month about Josh McDaniels. Never even said one thing saying, oh, welcome Josh McDaniels to the Raiders. Very different than when John Gruden was hired. When John Gruden was hired, Derek Carr instantly took to the news, took to the media, started saying great things. Oh, I'm excited to work with him. Obviously, Derek Carr just got an extension, so that's why he was able to do that. But we didn't have that same thing with Josh McDaniels. And then when the Davante Adams trade happened, it made you start to think, okay, like, is this a leverage play? Are we trading for Davante Adams to say, hey, Carr, are you really not going to take this deal where we have an out with you after this season, and you're going to risk not playing with Davante Adams? I think that made it difficult for Carr's agent. That made it difficult for Carr himself, where he had to sit there and say, you know what? I am going to gamble on myself because I just really want to play with my best friend from college and my friend in the NFL. I really want to do that. So hopefully Derek Carr is right. Derek Carr said he structured his contract in a way where you can extend a lot of people. I'm not seeing that there, because as we look at these cap hits that are happening each year, he's still going to be $40 million against the cap in 2024. In 2023, 32 plus against the cap. So I'm not really seeing where there's a huge creation of cap space to sign people like he said, Foster Moreau, Hunter Renfrow, and all that included. But there is a way to exit out of his contract, and that's what makes this team friendly. And I am honestly shocked that he did this deal. I'm kind of disappointed in Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, because here's my thing. I get that you have to play with this guy to know if you want him, but you have almost a decade of film on this guy. You should be able to know whether or not you think he's the guy. And if you can't, maybe you can't evaluate talent at the NFL level if you can't do that, because Sean McVay, he didn't need to play a full year with Matthew Stafford before he decided that you got to send multiple first-round picks for this guy, before he decided you got to lock this guy in with the contract. Sean McVay did not have to play for a year with Matthew Stafford to do that. Why does Josh McDaniels have to do that? Maybe there's still a lack of confidence there. But hey, Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler played this brilliantly. You bring Davante Adams to increase your leverage with Derek Carr. You have Derek Carr basically on a 1-year rental with the option to fully guarantee him for future years. And so, hey, if this ends up being a disaster, which I do not think this is going to be a disaster. I think it's going to be very great. But if it does, Ziegler and McDaniels played this smart, and they have it out in case none of this works out, or if there's a major injury that could maybe affect Derek Carr's play in the future. So, hey, like this video if you watched it all the way through. Remember to subscribe to this channel to get more Raiders news and updates. We had to talk about this contract because we were not sure on the clear details, but now it has emerged, and now the details are out, and it's never what you hear initially, right? It's never like that. Peace out. My name is WiFiWillie of the Raiders Rundown, and I hope you have a good one.